Welcome to TVTV Sport and to the MA Hart Stadium for this FA Cup third qualifying round tie. Today's match is kindly sponsored by MA Hart. And TVTV Sport is supported by All Clean Waste Management. A hearty welcome from me to all my new subscribers, and what a game we have tonight. It's an FA Cup giant killing in the making. We have Christchurch, who operate at step 5 of the non-league ladder, taking on Dulwich Hamlet, who operate in step 2 in the National League South. Having seen off step 2 opposition in the previous round, I'm pretty sure Dulwich Hamlet will want to get the job done nice and early, but we'll see what happens. From the underdogs perspective, this is comfortably the biggest game in the club's history. Not only are they taking on step 2 opposition for the second match in a row, but they're also under the glare of the nation's gaze as the BBC go live on the red button and broadcast to the millions. The start of this season's been chock-a-block for Christchurch. Not only have they been finishing off last season's local Russell Coates Cup competition where they got to the semi-final, but they're now on this FA Cup run and also competing in the league. Therefore they need to make full use of their squad, which is exactly what they've been doing over the last few weeks. I always wondered what it took to be a cameraman for the BBC, and it looks like you just stick your big coat on, stick your headphones on, and sit down and wait. Now, a little bit of trivia which I will admit to. When I was very young, my granddad used to take me to Dulwich Park because he used to live in Dulwich, so I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Dulwich Hamlet, but that's as far as it goes tonight.
Okay then, young man. We nervous?
Very nervous.
How are the boys? They all right?
Yeah, they're all fine. They'll just take it in their stride, I'm sure. But I think us behind the scenes lads are more nervous. We want it to go right. The COVID regulations and rules and stuff, trying to do that as well, keep your mind on it. But happy days for the club.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll let you crack on.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Enjoy the game.
This match could have been sold out 2 or 3 times over at least, I reckon, but due to COVID, we're capped to a capacity of 300. Although there were no visiting fans supposed to be allowed, I guess it must be some local Dulwich fans that made their way in. And you know what? Good on them.
Okay, Wayne, how you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, very well.
Good.
Slightly intimidated by the size of the BBC tower, but we won't mention that. So, are the lads up for it?
Definitely up for it. Looking forward to it. Obviously, great performance in the last round. Expectations are to try and do it again.
Absolutely. And have you managed to have Dulwich looked at?
We know a few bits about them, but obviously they're a few steps above us anyway, so we know we're in for a tough league.
Absolutely. Okay. So, any idea if they got any specific danger man we need to look out for?
Well, when you see it, you'll notice there's going to be quite a few. So, yes, they're a very big side. They're very physical. They're very fit. Yes, we've set the boys some tasks to do. We just got to take each 15-minute chunks as we can and try and keep the ball out of the net, as they say,
yeah.
And then maybe hit with a sucker punch at the end.
Excellent stuff. Okay, well, very best of luck to you. And let's face it, it's a cup match. Anything can happen, eh?
It is. That's right.
Marvellous. Good luck, mate.
Cheers, bye.
So for those who aren't aware, I'm independent. I float between grounds and do this kind of thing free of charge for the clubs. What I have noticed is that whilst AFC Bournemouth and other league clubs have been unable to take their own fans in, the attendances at local non-league have gone through the roof. And I know the clubs, all of the clubs, would be really grateful if you all carried on doing it forever. So keep it up, boys and girls. The FA Cup qualifying rounds come with a prize fund. Tonight's winners take away £5,625, whereas the losers take away a still tidy £1,875. Whoever wins will end up in the pot on Thursday for a draw at 1 o'clock. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. This match is brought to you by TBTV. Dulwich had an early tester. This corner met with a towering header, but it was well wide in the end. If Christchurch were nervous, they certainly didn't show it. For the first 10 or 15 minutes they were ripping into Dulwich, closing them down and not affording them any time on the ball, trying to force mistakes. In this instance, a combination of Brad Hill and Will Fletcher fashions the opening for Fletcher, but his effort is just agonisingly wide. Just a few minutes later, and we have Mania Hamaji powering down the right and putting a great cross in for Max Wilcock, who was actually a lot closer than I gave him credit for at the time. Probably predictably, but the further we got through the first half, the more Dulwich came into it. Their sheer speed and physicality, allied to a few tricky forwards, really gave them an edge, but we'd seen all this before. It's scoring goals that counts.
Well played, Tom!
Here's Dion Moore doing some great work, but ultimately getting blown up for a foul. And let's just say he wasn't too happy with the decision. Now I would go as far as saying that 999 times out of 1,000, that gets you a yellow card. But strangely, not tonight. Church had a faint claim for a penalty here, but on the slow-mo, it doesn't really look like much. And nobody went out of their way to vigorously claim it, which tells you everything you need to know.
Well played! Oh, come on!
As you can see from the highlights, there wasn't that many chances, but that didn't stop the first 45 being thoroughly enjoyable, probably due to the nerves. We go in at half-time, Christchurch 0, Dulwich Hamlet 0. The second half carried on from where the first half finished off. Dulwich Hamlet on the attack and some real resolute defending required from Christchurch. And when I say resolute defending, I should also throw in glaring miss from 3 yards. Being kind, which I always am, Moore may have expected the keeper to get a touch on this. He didn't, but you still wouldn't expect your striker to miss from 3 yards. There's another example of that defending coming up here. After a cheeky little basketball bounce, Ojo goes on a fantastic run, swapping passes and getting to the byline. But can he get a cross in? Nah.
Let's go, let's go! And on!
I had to put this in because I've never seen so many players all go for the same ball at the same time. It's like watching a shoal of piranhas go for a lump of meat. Unfortunately, there was a red card, and there weren't too many complaints. Taylor going in on fellow number 8, Nick Swan, and I would say earning himself an early bath, but I don't think they're allowed to have baths or showers or anything nowadays.
See you later!
So the question is, would the red card prove to be a turning point in the game? The answer is yes, but not in the way that you would expect. In my opinion, it served to galvanise Dulwich and maybe lured Christchurch into a false sense of security. We'll get to this free kick in a sec, but I just want to take you back to earlier in the move when there was this challenge on Ash Pope, where in another game he could be getting a free kick. Having been so on the ball and resolute for 88 minutes, Christchurch switch off for a split second, and that's more than enough time for Imbalo to knock it back across the 6-yard box, allowing Moore an easy tap-in.
Come on, Chad! Come on, Chad!
But in the game that keeps on giving, that was enough encouragement for Christchurch to fashion 2 of their best chances. Max Wilcock timed his run perfectly, but couldn't get his header on target. So that had to be it, right? Last minute, playing a team that's 3 leagues higher. Surely you're not expecting yet another last-minute goal. Well, they're the team that don't know when they're beaten. So, cue wild scenes, please. team had a clue what to do with the remaining 4 minutes of injury time, so they just kind of played it out a bit until the ref blew up for full time. Quite incredibly, Christchurch had done it again, taking a full-time team from 3 divisions higher all the way to a penalty shootout.
Go! We've got to get them. Go on, go! Over. Come on! Concentrate!
After one of the assistant referees graciously offered one of his fingers and thumbs, the referee confirmed that that was it, and Dulwich Hamlet progress 3-1 on penalties. Congratulations go to the visitors, and they go into the draw for the 4th round qualifying, but arguably a bigger well done goes to Christchurch, punching above their weight week after week in this competition and doing themselves, the Wessex League and the area in general proud. Well done, guys.